Hi everyone, we are back. Myself, James and Jake. We have just finished watching the Everton Liverpool Derby. James, what's your initial reaction?
A little bit disappointed, to be honest. Happy with, I won't say I'm happy. I'm
satisfied,
content with a draw. But we've just been saying the manner in which it has gone down is a little disappointing. I'm sure we'll get onto him, but obviously the challenge on Van Dijk, the challenge on Thiago, the controversial VAR ruling, and all that. But yeah, overall, I'll take a draw, but I'm disappointed in how it's happened.
Yeah, same really. I guess it's been a great match to watch from a neutral's point of view. It had everything you'd want. You'd have plenty of goals, plenty of drama, plenty of incidents, and it went down to the wire. So everything you'd want from a neutral's perspective. Obviously disappointed to not win it in the manner of what things happened, but if you asked me at the start of the game, would you take a 2-2? I'd say yeah. So I'm holding on to that to hold my anger at bay. How about you, Jake?
Just really in the same boat, to be honest. Fuming at the result, considering what happened just before, but a draw isn't the end of the world.
No. I'm sure we'll have lots more to say. I mean, I feel like as much as it I'm just happy that they made a bit like a statement. Like Liverpool came out, and I feel like for most part they dominated the match. It's really a shame they didn't win, but I feel like even if they didn't, I feel like Everton should know that they should have lost, and they were dirty Everton today. And hopefully, despite not winning, I thought maybe they've had put them in their place a little bit today, at least, because I think Everton will go home and think we should have lost that. I mean, and we were land lucky.
when you look at it, especially at the end, it was like we had Adrian, who's our backup goalkeeper, who's not been great recently. We had Van Dijk gone. You know, people were injured towards the end as well. Well, for pretty much all of the match, I think he went off after 7 minutes. So it was like they really should have took the time to exploit the fact that we had a weakened defence and just absolutely run riot with it.
I would say that they did. Like, we'll get on to Calvert-Lewin's goal, but obviously when you take Van Dijk out the equation, you lose a lot of aerial prowess in the box at both ends. And they absolutely took advantage of that.
I just mean even not just aerial prowess, but just defensive ability in general. Like, there's a huge drop-off between Van Dijk and Matip Gomez, and they should have exploited that more than they did, I feel. But, I mean, it speaks wonders for the fact that they didn't, for us, I think.
I mean, I don't particularly think we played badly, either Matip or Gomez, to be honest.
I don't think so, but I don't know if I'm forgetting something. So I'll say no.
Right. I'll say, off the get-go, one thing I wanted to go over before we get too heavily into the match. Initial team sheets that came out. Any thoughts? Would you make any changes? Were you surprised by Liverpool's lineup at all?
I was surprised to see Matip coming in off the back of an injury straight into a derby. I thought it would have been Fabinho as centre-back, Thiago, CDM, and then probably Henderson and Wijnaldum, or Henderson and Keita. But I just think it's a big risk to, like, first of all, when a player just comes back off injury, it's a risk to play them anyway. Normally you want to sort of give them some training and sort of mould them back into the squad. But a derby on top of that, it's always like a high tension game. You're seeing today the aggression from Everton with the challenges and what happened in that, and that's not the kind of game you want to be putting a fresh player in who's just come back off a big injury. So especially a defender. So for me, like, that was an odd decision. Obviously he would have played anyway with what happened to Van Dijk, but I was surprised to see him on the starting lineup.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I thought this was because I guess when Liverpool needed him against Chelsea, Fabinho played centre back and he was absolutely incredible that game in that role, and I felt like For a game where you absolutely have to try and keep Calvert-Lewin quiet, I would have thought Fabinho would have maybe been the safer option, because I would have thought, in terms of defence in midfield, you would have had Henderson there, who absolutely can boss the role, and Thiago who we know is world class and solid. So it's I would have thought he would have put faith in those two to have done the Fabinho role and maybe played Ronaldo instead, or Keita had he been available. But yeah, that's the only change I would have made. Otherwise.
See, I was the only one different from you guys, because I was the one expecting that sort of lineup, and I think it was in part it is because of my thoughts on what Klopp's stance is to Matip and Fabinho in the centre back role, but it's also in part of like throughout the week the socials for LFC have been kind of not confirming, but kind of like hinting or suggesting that Matip's going to be starting alongside Mane and Thiago because they're back as well. So I think I wasn't really surprised, because it was kind of like they were leading up to that with the socials. They were like, every post they'd put out, it was kind of suggesting that he was back in training and he's going to make a start or an appearance in the Everton game.
Okay. So surprise aside, were you happy with the decision?
I honestly don't know. I still don't know now, to be honest. I suppose now I am. I don't know if I was then, because I know Matip's played a good game now. Like, I think he did alright. But I can't remember if I was happy or not with the team at that point. I didn't think I had an opinion on it, to be honest.
Okay. Right. Okay. James, do you wanna kick us off with proceedings? Pretty early proceedings, to be fair.
Yeah, pretty goddamn early. So Liverpool came out the gate on fire, I thought.
Fired up, what we wanted to see earlier.
Yeah, dominating all over the place. So 3 minutes in, Mane scored. Assist from Andy Robertson.
It's a great play by him, to be fair.
Yeah, it was amazing play. I thought, I said in the chat, it looked easy. It looked like, if we could have kept that intensity up for the whole game, honestly, from that first goal, I was like, this is going to be a big scoring game, this. Like, I was expecting us to absolutely blow them away.
Yeah.
Something happened quite quickly after that, which changed the game completely. But has anyone got anything they want to say on Mane's goal?
Go on, Jake.
It's just like one thing. It's not kind of related specifically to the goal, but it's just something I've noticed is like Mane is so much more aggressive as a forward than I think the rest of our forwards are, and that is definitely seen in that goal, at least to a degree. Like, he runs up and he positions himself nicely and gets, like, doesn't care about, run past, getting physical with some of the players and getting into a position where he can nicely just tap in the ball.
Is that not less aggressive then?
No, because he's like...
I would say Salah's the most aggressive. Salah leans into defenders. Mane for me is agile. He's the kind of player that dances around defence. Salah goes through.
I have the exact opposite. I think it's literally a flip. I think Salah tries to dribble past defenders more often, and Salah likes to try and take them head on. I think it's literally a flip.
Interesting. I mean, I definitely don't, but I'm not going to argue about it on here.
I mean, it's opinion based anyway, so.
I mean, I could. Well, yeah, sure. Either way, phenomenal goal.
Yeah, phenomenal goal. I thought Robertson did incredibly well.
Yeah, great cross from Robbo.
He sort of danced past them, and then he put in a hell of a good pass. So all credit to him, really. And then he just put it on a plate for him. And cracking finish, I think, into the top of the net, really, for Mane. Cracking start. Yeah, absolutely incredible goal. The intensity was there. Early goal was there, which is fantastic. I mean, I was saying before the match that I feel like if there's gonna be an early goal, if it's Everton's, it's worrying. But
yeah, it would have shot Adrian's confidence, and yeah, would have fallen apart. I think.
I still wasn't relaxed.
It was Liverpool's, and things were looking good. I felt pretty good, to be honest, after that first goal, because it was complete domination, and we weren't showing any signs of letting up. We were straight back on it on the front foot again, and then the Van Dijk thing happened, which is a little bit of a controversial moment.
A little bit.
Yeah. Go on, Jake. You seem fired up for this one.
There was bigger controversy to come. Little did we know, but yeah.
I just fuck Pickford, honestly. Dickhead.
Are we gonna?
I mean, am I wrong though? Like, I'm like, I might be being harsh on the guy. Tell me if I am, but like, that type of save, even if the person's like, because I've seen a different screenshot than you guys. I don't know if you've seen the one I'm referring to, but there's the side one where it looks like, you know, Van Dijk's legs go back in on themselves, but there was another one from a different angle where he was nowhere near the ball. So I was like wondering, like, what the fuck's he trying to do there? He's literally just trying to take Van Dijk out to stop him from getting to the ball or making a cross or something.
I feel like for what was relevant for a lot of Everton to play throughout the game, I think Everton, as per usual for most part, played to get stuck in. I mean, typically people do tend to get stuck in derbies, so you can expect it a bit, but... Yep. Like, I feel like Everton's go-to strategy in recent years is if we can't compete with Liverpool in footballing terms, we'll just play to absolutely kick them to bits. And that's what they...
But that's why I'm so harsh, because I hate that style of play. It's dirty play, I hate that.
Which is why, by the way, I would never have started Matip coming back off an injury in a derby of all games.
True, it means a risk. I mean, I feel like he must have had faith in him. Because obviously, if you're sending him into a very, very physical game, you're worried because like it is a risk because you could pretend you're playing with fire. Because if it's a physical game, he's just come back from injury. He could have quite easily had a knock, and that could be him gone for another 4 weeks. So it's
Yep. I mean, thank God he didn't, because Van Dijk did, and if you think about it, we could be in a very dangerous situation here. We've got a good few games coming up now with the Champions League being back, and we don't know how long Van Dijk's out for. We've already lost Alisson. If either Gomez or Matip pick up an injury, like, it's bad times.
Well,
there's no two ways about it. We could be in a really bad position.
There's a very, very, very small and likely incorrect update here. This is literally just from the Fantasy Premier League stats. Apparently it's a knee injury for Van Dijk, and he has a 75% chance of playing still. I don't know how reliable
the
that
only
is.
Consolation I will take was that I saw him walk off, and when he was substituted, he was hobbling a bit, but he wasn't like hopping. He was
not massively.
He walked off.
My thing is, I don't know if you saw Klopp's interview afterwards, but he said essentially Van Dijk has played every game for us. He's played through pain. He's played through everything. The fact that he told me he needed to come off is a worrying sign. So, I don't know. Which I mean, we've seen the proof in that like he's an absolute unit. He's played every single game. The fact that he couldn't play on is worrying, certainly.
I mean, I'm not surprised by it. From the look of the actual tackle.
Then again, like I also like Van Dijk's. He's for a lot of time, because we've only recently got Henderson back. He's been captain a lot, and he is. I guess. I mean, he's probably been sort of vice captain more so this season because Milner's getting less game time now, and I fully expect Van Dijk to have also been relatively sensible in the grand scheme of things, because, like, if he thought I could potentially see this out, but if I do,
it might make it worse.
What would be the risk of this? Yeah. So I mean, I expect him to have a level head and make the sensible decision of, I feel like I need to come off because we've got a lot of games coming up, and I'm hoping his thinking
too bad
was
a position now.
I mean, we've lost our goalkeeper, so I'd rather make sure that I'm okay. So Van Dijk was injured. Gomez came on. As I said, Gomez hasn't been in my good books of lately because I feel like he's been culpable of a few mistakes. He's not been his best. And I've been banging on all summer that I really wanted to sign a centre-back for cover, but they said they were happy with having Fabinho as centre-back cover and the players that they've got, so we'll have to wait and see. it worries me that like pretty much literally now our only, depending on how Van Dijk is, our only centre back pairing is Gomez and Matip, because neither of them have got a great injury record. So, and obviously take out Van Dijk, who is like miles above pretty much 99% of defenders in the world. It's worrying. Especially with the Champions League back and games coming thick and fast. But we'll have to wait and see. I said I can only hope that Van Dijk, in his head, I'll have to come off because we have got all these games, and I really hope we get an update to say like he's okay. I'd be very surprised if we see him in the Champions League at, was it Ajax? On Wednesday?
Yeah. I would say he won't play in that.
Yeah, because it's so soon.
Cautiously optimistic we'll see him for whatever the following league game is, and I don't know who that is, but I really hope it's
Sheffield.
Okay. Well, we can cast an eye to Sheffield in time.
Yeah. That decision then was the first of a number of odd decisions through the game. But I just want to say on the actual decision itself, which for whatever reason was looked at as an offside call. Van Dijk was ruled offside, and then they gave the goal kick. From my understanding, you are allowed to book a player after the whistle has been blown for violent conduct. So I don't know why.
Right. I will read out what I was sent on this, and I'm not saying this is gospel because I've got a follow-up comment to this, but I will read out what I was sent. Just give me... Right. Jake, what are your thoughts while I'm trying to find this statement?
I just think if it's something as dramatic as that was, like I've said it multiple times to use already, it's something that looks like it's like a career-ending tackle, and if it's something that severe, it should be, you should get reprimanded in some way, shape or form, whether that be a red card or, unlikely because it was ruled offside, a penalty, but, something at least now. Like, it's literally Pickford just walks home and doesn't care now. And it could literally, we don't know what this injury is, it could be anything. He could be out for months. And he's just waltzed off, not giving two shits, really.
Yeah, I don't know, but if he hasn't literally, I don't know if they're allowed or whatever, but if he hasn't gone to apologise to Liverpool or Van Dijk, I feel like that's appalling.
He has apologised.
He has, okay. Well, there we go. That's something. Good on him, and it's the right thing to do.
I'll give him
because that. I respect to him for that, because it was shocking. Right, here's what I read on Twitter at the time. There's no red for Pickford because the offside cancels serious foul play afterwards. Challenge classed as this. So the challenge was classed as serious foul play. Compared to Van Dijk being through on goal, Pickford would not have been sent off if Van Dijk is offside. Violent conduct is still punishable, but not serious foul play. So apparently if the whistle's gone, according to this random person on Twitter, if the whistle's gone and there's a bust up and someone punches someone in the head, you can be sent off for that. But apparently if the whistle's gone and you make a play for the ball and absolutely snap someone, that's fine, which I'm highly, highly dubious of and highly question of, because I'm sat there going just like, surely not, because that implies, I feel like we would have seen this strategy in countless things by now, where it's like, right, all I'm going to do is I'm going to stand offside, get the ball, and as soon as the whistle goes, I'm going to make a sliding tackle on the goalkeeper for the ball. But it's okay because I'll get away with it. So
that's my issue with it. Is it literally encourages people, or not encourages, but it basically shows that you can get away with that. Like, not that I imagine people are scum enough to do that, but if you get that one dickhead who's like, oh, he's offside, let's see if I can get rid of him here. And they take the chance.
It's all like per incident, innit? Like, that just comes down to what the referee considers is violent conduct and what isn't. which, like, to me, I would have said that was, but obviously for whatever reason he's decided it wasn't.
Well, I imagine it's just because it was disguised as a tackle. But I mean,
if Van Dijk was onside, that would have been a penalty and a sending off. So, like, where's
everyone, all the pundits said the same thing. If that happened in the middle of the pitch, that would have been a red card straight off. So I don't know why it wasn't just because he was offside.
What I think, right? So that was just a statement of a random person on Twitter, of apparently someone who just knew what was going on. But apparently, I think I read what BT consulted the apparently in-house referee, whatever that means, and he said it's a red card. So so I mean, I don't buy this thing at all about over that, because as I said, surely if that was a rule, it would have been exploited and stamped out by now, because that just sets the bar for literally, like what I said. If you're offside, you can play as soon as the whistle goes. You can just, if you try to, like, if the ball's rolling out, just tackle and just do it really badly and try to injure someone. Because you're not going to face any punishment. Because I mean, surely, like, it's ludicrous that you can make a tackle like that and not go punished for it.
Yeah, that's my stance on it.
Yeah, I think it was
100%.
Bad call.
Literally something that can end it or ruin or tamper a career, and nothing's happened from it.
But I mean, it also changed the game, because obviously after that, Van Dijk went off, and then shortly after,
I
Everton
think
scored.
If he didn't go off, like, it would have been like, I'll give them one goal, because both of their goals were aerial headers. I'll give them one of them. An argument could be made that they wouldn't get either of them, but I'll give them one of them, which still resulted in an us win. So it literally did change the game.
I mean, hugely, because also, not even just the fact that we lost an aerial presence in Van Dijk, but, like, without having Alisson playing as well, like, first of all, the defence is shaky enough as it is, because they've got Adrian behind them. But then when Van Dijk goes off, it's even worse, because now you're playing Gomez and Matip. Gomez's confidence is probably low. We already know Adrian's is low. Gomez and Adrian as a pairing, bad idea right now. And then on top of that, I feel like,
injury,
as Craig was saying before, Van Dijk has been, like, vice captain for most of this season. He's always been, like, the voice of the back line. He's always been the one that sort of sorts that out and does that job down there. When he doesn't, Alisson does. Alisson's very commanding as well. Without either of them, that whole sort of, like, defensive unit, Adrian included, who was the voice of reason in that for this game? It was very worrying. I feel like, again, I do feel like Liverpool dominated overall in the game, but it could have definitely gone either way.
It could have, like, very. I mean, I was expecting it to go the other way, to be honest. I was say this. Like, I was worried for my life. I was like, GG's, fucking great.
like try to cast a fair, open mind view on this statement. At that point in the game, before Pickford's tackle on Van Dijk, if you were to lose one player to injury for Liverpool at that point, who is the last person you'd want to go off injured? For me, in that situation, because I'm sat there thinking, you know what, I mean, if Salah or Mane went off with a knock, I'm like, well, we can bring Jota on. I mean, I wouldn't like to lose them, but we've got the other one. And if Firmino went off, we can put Taki on. If a midfielder went off, we've got Wijnaldum. I mean, I wouldn't like to lose Trent or Robbo, but I'm sat there going, like, if there's going to be one major loss in this team right now, that's someone pretty, like, for me, it's Van Dijk. I said, I'm posing it as a question because you may disagree with me, but for me,
the question would change if Ali's there, but because Ali was not there, then my answer would be Van Dijk. With Adrian in goal, the last person I'd want to get sent off would be Virgil van Dijk, and that is exactly what happened.
F.
Yeah. wasn't great.
Okay, so what happened next? After Liverpool fans issued a bounty on Pickford's head, what happened next?
Well, it was the Michael Keane goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, we immediately started
shortly
to see
after,
the effects.
Yeah.
Mm,
Everton equalise, aerial goal. And then you're asking the question, would that have happened if Van Dijk had been there?
I'll say no.
Essentially
It's hard
not.
to say.
Again, it's difficult, but I mean, I feel like it was.
I mean, you
nobody
can't
really
predict it.
Truly picked up the man. You can't predict it, but I can only say that obviously there was no intention for Gomez to play alongside Matip in this game. We've already said we were surprised Matip came in to the starting 11.
Well, think about it. Apart from training, when was the last time they probably played together?
I know.
In
they're
centre-back?
not. They're not
Never.
they're not a well accustomed defensive pair in these two.
No.
So so it's unfortunate because I'm sat there like I feel like if Van Dijk was there, chances are he would have got his head on it. It would have been cleared. It would have been a non-issue. But he did. He wasn't picked up. He got his header, and then it was a shocking save. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You have to be able to stop that. I mean, powerful-ish header. It's not like I've seen far worse. I mean, granted, if we're going on about powerful headers, I've seen players save. I mean, I've seen goalkeepers save shots that have been fired like out of a rocket, but this is a relatively powerful header, and there's no way you can make a header as powerful as a shot. So I'm sat there, I was just like, no, you have to that's either catching it or if it has got a bit of a sting on it, you're palming that like up and over, or bouncing out. There's how you can let it hit your hands and then just go up and above your hands into the goal is shocking.
I don't know if he was expected to go where it did. I'm not saying that's an excuse, by the way, but
I mean,
it looks like he last minute realised where it was going, and that's why it was so weak in the push.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say he even pushed it. He just sort of. He just let it
Well,
hit his
well,
hands,
yeah,
didn't he? And
that's-
the
There it
force
is.
of it
Well,
went
yeah,
into the back
yeah,
of the net.
that's-
There was no attempt to palm it off.
That is
I would
essentially
argue
what I mean.
that Alisson probably would have caught that, but even if not, as Craig said, he certainly would have palmed it out.
Or punched it away.
Adrian just let it hit his hands and was hoping for the best by the looks of it. And so that was a bad sign straight away. And then what's more worrying then is like the confidence of the defence goes right out the window.
I know, so it's just like we've just lost Van Dijk, and our goalkeeper's just let another goal in that he really should have saved, and now it's a case of it's like panic stations of is this going to be like now are Everton just going to be spurred on, and are there just goals going to fly in? But
I mean, that's honestly what I was expecting. I was like, right, well, if Van Dijk's gone off, they know they can get these aerial headers in with no problem. They know Adrian can't do anything to stop them. They're going to run right with them. They're going to be getting crosses from both left and right, and they're just going to be trying to head them in all the time. Luckily, it didn't. But
I mean, I'd say they tried.
they definitely tried.
They played everything out to the wings
But
with
I
the
think-
intention of putting it in over the top.
I think they kept getting worried too much, or putting too much pressure on themselves, because it was always like the initial setup was there, but then the execution would never land.
Well, it did land twice.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
after the first one, the only one that landed, there was only one that landed, and I feel like I can count 3 or 4 times they at least tried it.
Sure, but again, I mean, that's very standard, I would say. Like, teams aren't scoring 4 goals a game, generally, apart from this season, apparently. But, like, the rest of that first half, after that, I thought was pretty boring, to be honest.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
I mean, I was expecting
just
the
kind
floodgates
of
to
really
open, but
It was end to end, wasn't it? It was just like, we'll run down to there and
Yeah, but it
miss a
wasn't.
shot, and
It
then
wasn't
it'll
end to
run
end
back
as in
on.
like chance after chance.
No.
It was just like we would lose possession, and then they would lose possession, and then we would lose
Yeah.
possession. It was kind of just a bit all over the place.
Yeah.
Everyone sort of panicking and making bad decisions, and
I saw a
then,
meme at half time. Remember Wii Sports, you know, the tennis game? If you just like wiggle the controller really quick, it would just keep it. It's like the tennis ball would just keep stuck in a loop. It was just like that. And someone described that as the game, and I was like, that's accurate, to be fair.
I feel like that's a pretty niche reference, but okay. I don't know, but okay, sure. We'll go along with
Have you
it.
not played Wii Sports? Oh, fam.
I mean, I did, but I didn't know if you shake it, the controller will like, it will get stuck.
I'll tell you what, guys, I'll find the meme and I'll send it to you after this recording. Everyone listening to this, F.
I look
Find
forward to
yourself.
it.
Yeah.
can't wait.
After you've listened to this, go and look up this meme. Right.
Let us know if you agree. So half time. Did anything else happen? Oh, Seamus Coleman went off. He had an injury,
Oh, yeah.
which I guess was a positive for us. Didn't really make up for Van Dijk going off, but
Nope.
there we go. And I think that nothing else
If
happened, did
anything,
in the
it might have
first
been
half?
worse, to be honest. I'll get into that later.
What was worse?
Him coming off. Coleman coming off. Because it brought on the new signing Godfrey, who was pretty good for them in this game, to be honest. I can remember a number of times where he did a few decent saves and blocks and shit like
Rodriguez picked up a yellow, but I don't remember what it was for.
that.
Being
Foul on
knob.
Mane. I think. I think it was a foul on Mane.
Having one of those
it
faces,
was, yeah, he
according to
brought him
Jake.
down, yeah. He brought him down just outside the box, didn't he?
Oh yeah,
That
yeah.
was a tactical foul, though.
It was, yeah, because he
Um,
saw he had a chance of getting into the box, and he was like, no, just sweep his legs.
No.
Yeah. Also, actually, there was a free kick. It wasn't that one, but a little earlier than that. Just outside the area, central free kick, and there was a bit of a sort of kerfuffle over who was taking it. I think it was like Henderson, Thiago, and Trent up for it.
And Salah.
Trent took it. Yeah, and Salah. Trent took it. Correct.
Oh, was this it? It was a decent save, was it?
Yeah, it was a solid
Yeah.
save from Pickford.
Yeah.
It was on target.
It's a good free
Um,
kick and a good save, to be fair.
Don't know though. Don't know if I would have had Trent take that. I don't know. It's hard to.
I mean, he's normally pretty good, Trent. I mean, I couldn't fault him.
He is, but
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what.
I feel like I might have
Salah's-
gone with Thiago, but I don't.
I don't know what anyone else's free kicks are like. So I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll leave that then. So half time, nothing had happened. Second half.
Would you
anyone
have
have
made any
thoughts going
change?
into the second half?
So would you have made any changes?
Changes.
At halftime?
I don't think so.
No.
I feel
At
like
that point,
with Van Dijk coming off, it was kind of you got to sort of save your last two changes and
Not,
see what happens. I mean,
not the side you've gave Van Dijk a bit of a rest. You can put him back on.
I was just gonna make that joke. I was just gonna say, well, Van Dijk's had a bit of a rest. We can put him
second
back.
half. Go into the changing rooms, ask him how he's doing, and if he's feeling all right, shove him back on for the second.
Yeah, if he can walk, slap him back on.
Well, sorry, reminds me of that Army advert. If you can walk, you can run. If you can run, you can fix an Apache's 1970s helicopter. it's just like, okay, Van Dijk, on you go, mate. But anyway, yeah, I wouldn't have made any changes at half time. Would have thought, hopefully, have a bit of a word with them. I felt like they could have done a lot better. Increase the tempo. Obviously, they had to really, really, really get a grip, having just lost Van Dijk. And the game was in the balance. So out they came.
Yeah, I think it was just a case of get back to that form that he started with. Forget about the fact that Van Dijk's not here. And start making the most of your chances. Salah had a couple of chances in the first half that he just
He just
I thought
casually
Salah was playing
passed back to
amazingly,
Pickford.
but then he just he just couldn't finish. It was like his finishing was poor. I don't know what was going on there.
Yeah, he kept doing weak shots, didn't he?
Because they were 2 chances on any other day he would have put away, annoyingly, especially against Pickford. So yeah, that would have been my team talk. Sort it out, Sal. Which he did, to be fair to him. But well, so what was this yellow card here? Oh, Mane picked up a yellow. Andre Gomez picked up a yellow. Andre Gomez, he was being a little bit of an angry man, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's been a bit of a knobhead. Don't know what that was all about either.
Just aggression. That's what I mean. The derby's always so aggressive. Like, it's mad. I remember like Minamino got his debut in a derby, and I was like, that's a bit harsh. It's like people say that the Premier League's quite an aggressive league anyway. If you come on from like a different league,
oh
like
yeah, it's gotta
Germany
be.
or Spain, it's like players aren't used to it, that aggression, and then to shove someone in a derby straight away.
As far as I'm aware, the Liverpool Everton derby has got like the most red cards in the Premier League era, something like that. So, all good. On you go.
Great. Yeah.
Which I guess today showed, but we'll come to that.
I feel like second half, for the most part, echoed the back end of the first half. That it was just sort of end to end, people messing about, dodgy balls from both teams.
Not really going anywhere other than like just
and then
over
sort of
there.
out of nowhere popped Mohamed Salah with
a very easy looking goal as well. Yeah, not an easy looking goal, but he made it look easy, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it was like the ball just sort of fell to him, and he was like, "Well, I'll have a bit of that."
Yeah, he was just like, "Do you know what? Let's have enough of this. Let's just fucking put this in," and he did.
He does love a cracking goal against Everton, Salah, doesn't he? Yeah, hell of a finish, like a bloody rocket.
Yeah, that was his 100th goal for Liverpool.
Or Egyptian.
I feel like that's overlooked because of the result, but like, it would have been a really great day for him if we'd have won that game and he'd have got his 100th goal.
Yeah.
Slightly overshadowed by the other stuff that went on.
It will do for now,
get to that.
but yeah, that'll fade.
Okay, so I'll say he scored cracking goal. Is there anything to say before Calvert-Lewin popped up?
Well, Bobby came off before that for Diogo Jota, which I feel like was the right decision, but again, disappointing from Bobby because he once again didn't really do it.
Do you know what though?
Obviously, in the internationals, he's had a really strong couple of weeks. He got them 2 goals for Brazil, and I was thinking like, he's going to come back and he's going to be a little bit more back to his old self. He didn't really do that much for me again, and obviously that's why he's come off. Because the thing is, as well, Diogo Jota, he can play down the middle, but generally the idea we've got him for is as like bench support for Mane. So the fact that he was being put on for Bobby just says, really, Bobby, you're not doing enough, mate. And obviously Jota's had a phenomenal international break as well, so he was just getting played, I would imagine, because he's on form over Minamino at the moment. But yeah, a little bit disappointing from Bobby.
Do you know what though? It's annoying though, because I felt at the beginning from Bobby that he was a little bit thirsty for a goal. I even said it to you in the chat, but then I think maybe it was the Van Dijk thing just slowed him right down and just stopped him after that, and I was like, oh god damn it, because I genuinely felt like he was after one.
To score.
Yeah,
if he can just score, his confidence might come back a bit. And
the issue I think is he separates the teams. He separates the team, so obviously he doesn't track back for Brazil because he was asked about that, and he gets into that mindset when he's with Brazil. But then when he comes to Liverpool, he's so embedded in that role that he does it. Like, he might start playing how he does for Brazil, but then he'll go back eventually into doing the normal stuff that he does. If he can get a goal, it will switch it up and hopefully get him out of that rut where he's just trying to assist others when he could actually take the shot himself.
I mean, in fairness, but like, you can't judge him as a striker because he's essentially a false 9 for Liverpool, and like, he's expected to play in that role. I wouldn't expect him to come into a Liverpool side and play like a Brazilian national striker, but he's certainly capable of more goals than he's outputting lately, because we've seen it in previous seasons. It's not like he shouldn't be scoring, he should just be assisting. Like, he should definitely be playing that false nine, dropping back and, you know, playing the ball through for Mane and Salah, but he should definitely be getting more goals than he's getting. He's definitely like underperforming for whatever the reason is. So yeah, the Diogo Jota coming on, for me, right decision.
Yeah, same. If I had to swap him for someone, it would be Jota.
Yeah, I think I said before the game started that I can see Jota coming on just because of his international performances. So then 81 minutes, up stepped Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who's on fire of late, as it happens.
Yep.
In my opinion, my initial reaction, this was, I'm not really surprised. I feel like the defence didn't do a great job of trying to block that ball coming in, or trying to win it, or trying to win that header to give Adrian any hope. Then I also felt like Adrian, I felt like he was a bit off position. I could just see it. Like, if Alisson was in goal, he would have dived and got down to that and popped.
Yeah, he was kind of slightly more to the left of the goal rather than being like central. Like, he had less chance.
It was a far stretch for him, but I genuinely feel like he should have done better there as well. He shouldn't have let that in.
I agree. I think in terms of blocking that chance, like, first of all, the cross in is what should have been nullified. Wasn't. Went in. Expecting Gomez and Robbo to beat Calvert-Lewin to an aerial ball, like, that was never realistically going to happen.
No.
Van Dijk probably would have done, or certainly
would have had a better chance. Yeah,
but he wasn't there. Regardless, though, like, Calvert-Lewin obviously won the ball. I agree that Adrian just didn't do enough. Like, Van Dijk might have stopped that from ever unfolding, but I do think Alisson would have saved that. It just felt like slow motion to me. Like, you could see the ball going down, and Adrian, like, he was just too late. I don't know. I agree. Alisson.
It's too late to apologise.
And it's just not. The problem is as well, like, I mean, Adrian looked nervous the whole game. Like, everything he was doing was just, like,
even the commentator said that.
He wasn't catching anything. It was always just like, and I know why, because his confidence is low with what happened at Villa, and he just didn't want to concede. Everything coming at him, he just wanted to, like, smash it away. It's like, it's hard with goalkeepers, because once you get into that, it's hard to break out of, because everything's a panic. You just don't want to concede, but then you stop playing how you would normally play. And in a way, that makes things worse.
And the thing
this is only going to make things worse.
The thing that will be going through his head as well, which I was going to say in the last episode of Villa Aftermatch, but we forgot about that. Sorry, guys. Was the thing that's going to go through his head when that's happening just after he concedes or as he's making a save, is all, like, the Liverpool fans just going, "Get out of our club, you suck, you're going to fail, blah 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 blah," and that's just gonna knock him down even more. Like, all those, like, tweets and shit that he's read, and, like, the Villa game experience, that will just be on replay in his head constantly as they're running toward them, and that won't do anything for your confidence. That won't do anything for your ability.
It's just tons of pressure. Like, Kepa is facing the same thing right now.
Yeah.
I mean, as you can see, his form is not improving, and Adrian's just isn't getting either. We are fortunate enough that he's not our first choice keeper, and at some point Alisson is going to come back, but when? And will it be too late?
Yeah. That's the worry.
But, I mean, all credit to Calvert-Lewin. Like, that guy can jump.
Oh, God, yeah. Fucking leaped.
Which, again, I feel like they took advantage of the fact Van Dijk wasn't there.
Which
That's
is
what
fair
they were
play.
doing all game. You could see them playing out to the wings with the intention of putting that ball in over the top.
I'll say it's fair play to the people who aren't responsible for that. I still stand by my previous statement of fuck Jordan Pickford. It's not DCL's fault he's gone off, but he has to exploit what he can exploit.
After his header, I was going to refer to Calvert-Lewin as Spring-Heel Jack with his mighty leaps to head the ball, but instead my head just went to Spring-Heel Twat. So you can
Craig there with his impartial views on Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah, you were the one who said I was being harsh to Pickford before. Fucking hell.
That's all right. This isn't for kids, right?
No.
I can say a bad word.
It's not now.
Spring-heeled, lovely person.
What was next then?
What? Yeah, what was next?
What
Let's
was
move
next
on.
was essentially. To be fair, I thought Liverpool sort of came back from it
they
strong.
woke
Like,
up a little
looked
bit
like
from
they
this,
were up
didn't
for
they?
it.
Yeah.
It was at this point where like Thiago just like turned it up a notch. All Thiago's balls from this point onwards were
Can
just,
I add
like,
though?
insanity.
He's been brilliant the entire game, but then he kicked it up to
I'm
another
not saying he
level.
wasn't, as I turned it up a notch.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was crazy. Like taking the result of this game aside, just looking at what Thiago was doing, and then like going forwards for the future, like the fact that he's going to be able to do that, like some of the balls he was putting in to Salah's feet were like insane, and like that's going to be amazing going forward.
And you can just see like sorry, just to interrupt you quickly as well. You can see that like it will be prime, like goal assist like quality, but the thing is it's like no one's used to it yet. Like there was a moment where Salah got it and he passed to Thiago, and then like Thiago made a decent cross or pass or through ball back to Salah, and Salah just took a weak shot because he wasn't expecting it back. But it was like when it gets refined, that's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I agree. That for me was purely just like Salah played it onto Thiago, expecting him to shoot. Thiago played it right back to him, and it was like Salah took the shot, but he wasn't expecting to have to do it, so it ended up he made a little bit of a mess of it. I feel like Thiago could have probably
he could have done that 100%. But had Salah expected it back, like if he had someone that played like that previously or whatever, that could have still been a goal from Salah.
Yeah, I mean, I assume that's something he's used to doing with Bayern Munich. That is not something that they've practiced much in the training grounds yet. And Salah just wasn't expecting it, and it kind of fell to him, and then he took like as best a shot he could, but it just didn't really work out.
It's promising though. If that gets refined and they emphasise on that type
it's
of
all promising signs.
Yeah, ability. Then looking forward to it.
Equally, things that have not been refined on the training field quite clearly is Diogo Jota playing alongside Sadio Mane.
Oh God,
there was a point that I need to remember slightly before the controversial finale to this game.
Yep.
Where sort of, I don't know who had the best chance, to be honest. I feel like either of them could have got a goal out of it. Both of them clearly wanted to, and what it resulted in was a challenge by Diogo Jota on Sadio Mane. That ended with them both on the floor in
and the
box.
ball just rolling away from them both.
Yeah. Shocking, really. I don't know who to even. It's like it's similar, honestly, to what game was it where Salah just took the ball out of Jota's feet and kind of
Arsenal?
messed up for both of them.
I think it was Arsenal. I think it was Arsenal.
Yeah, it reminded me of that. I don't know if like
for me
Jota
it
just hasn't had enough training, because whether he's not vocal enough.
It's really specific on how it depends for me, because when Jota comes on, did they move Mane to Firmino's role, or did they put Jota there? Like, did they just do a straight
Jota
swap?
was down the middle.
Well, in that case, Jota then, because he was on the left wing. But that's very, very harsh for me to say. Like, that's
he did run in from the centre. To be fair, he ran across the box to take the ball from a left position, and he did get there before Mane. But obviously, just the speed of Mane meant that they ended up clashing. I just don't know whether, like, is Mane to blame for not calling, or
maybe both of them. I don't know. I'd have to watch it back again.
Either way, that needs a bit of refining.
Yeah, it does.
Let's not have that happen anymore, please. 'Cause that's the second time that's happened with Jota. Where again, I don't know whether more Salah was to blame with the Arsenal game or whether Mane was to blame with this one. But either way, Jota was involved in both of them, and it's not something that we want to make a regular thing.
Yeah.
But then there was something even more controversial. In fact, two things.
God.
We'll start with the Richarlison challenge on Thiago, which was absolutely shocking challenge. Like, we talk about the Pickford challenge on Van Dijk being career ending. This certainly was. Like, this was leg breaking. Like, I'm amazed that Thiago got up after
and carried on.
When you see it in slow mo as well, you see the leg bend. It's
Yeah.
like,
and he carried on.
awful.
He played the rest of the match as well, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he got straight back up. Like, Richarlison was on the floor for about 4 minutes.
That pissed me off. I don't know why he was moaning.
Yeah, I don't know. Somehow he came off worse.
Apparently.
Well, I say that. We don't actually know what the deal is with Thiago now, because apparently he's not great. But red card for Richarlison, which was the right decision. Although, the thing is, it makes you question why Pickford didn't get a red card when you compare both challenges.
It's because Van Dijk was offside.
Apparently.
Of course.
Because his elbow was sticking over the line. But anyway.
Yeah. More to come on elbows sticking over lines.
Yeah. Right now.
Anyone got anything to add on Richarlison before we...
Yeah, along with my
I don't
fuck
like him.
Pickford statement, fuck Richarlison.
Is there any Everton players that anyone likes?
I don't mind DCL, to be fair.
Is that because he scored for England?
No, because I don't care that much about England games, to be honest. I just think he's a decent player and I think he's a decent person.
Controversial.
Sorry, any England fans. Strictly England fans.
Controversy in
Sorry,
the Brig
all of
Brother
England.
House.
Yeah, I think it might just be DCL, to be fair. I think that's the only one I like. I don't know. I'd have to check the squad.
Well, I mean, who cares, essentially. So, I guess we'll finish then with... Yeah, but not enough for you to go and check the squad. I guess we'll finish with the big talking point of the game, which was the injury time goal from Jordan Henderson, which was then ruled offside for Sadio Mane, who assisted the ball being in quote unquote, I'm using air quotes here, offside position. Opinions?
I don't know if I can vocalise my opinion.
Nobody knows. When you look at it back, you're like, yeah, it's fine. What's the issue? It's onside.
Literally, like,
There's nothing in it. You cannot look at that and say he's offside. You can't.
it was mad.
impossible.
It was mad.
Like,
even when it come up on screen, you're looking at it and you're like, sweet, he's onside all day. Onside all day, that's a goal. You're celebrating. Everyone on commentary is like, yeah, he's onside. And then, out of nowhere, goal ruled out. Offside.
I feel
the only
like
thing for me is they try and use like so they have like the two lines, don't they, to sort of simulate where the players' like body parts are. They had like a yellow line for who was it, Mina or whoever, and then they had like Mane next to him with a line for him as well. The main issue is that Mane is in front of, so he's not even lined up with his line to suggest that he's offside, but he's actually in front of the other one. So it's like, I don't know, like he must have an arm hair or something offside that just disallows it. I genuinely don't know.
Yeah, he hasn't shaved his pits for a while. He's got a really damn long armpit hair that's dangling.
I don't even know. Like his armpit was nowhere near, and literally just must be like the odd like hair sticking like out from like by his elbow or something. Because I genuinely don't know what they saw.
Thing is though, like your arm, you can't be offside because of your arm or your hand. It's just a blatant incorrect decision. It's just it's shocking. It's absolutely
How is your arm
shocking.
going to
We had
help
a
you
very
progress
similar incident.
like further
it
forward
last
faster?
season?
You have to have a part of your body that you can score a goal with be offside
Yeah.
to be offside.
Yeah, or even
it's
like something that could
ludicrous.
help you
It's
accelerate or get past them faster. Like an arm's not going to help you speed up. You're not going to start flapping your arms to go faster, are you?
Yeah, but is your head?
But no.
So would you rule a goal offside that was scored from a header if, like, torso upwards was offside?
I don't know. That's
Like,
not
what I'm
that's a
saying is,
different-
where do you draw the line? Like, it's not different. So where do you draw? Like, are you saying offside should be ruled by where the player's feet are, or what? Because like, are they then offside if they're leaning into the ball to like score from a header? As long as their feet were in an onside position, is that onside or offside in your opinion?
If just their head was offside.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that.
So basically, what you think is offside should be based on where the player's feet are.
Yeah.
I would be inclined to agree with that. I feel like that should be like you're drawing lines on the field next to people's heels and stuff, and then ruling people offline for where their armpit is.
Yeah, like your armpit's not going to help you progress behind them faster, is it? Your head's not going to, your arm's not going to.
Offside. I don't understand
But
it.
it's not. That's the whole point. It's
no,
not.
neither do I. Also, I don't know if you remember. I don't know if it was last season or the season before where Bobby had the goal ruled out at Anfield.
It was Villa.
For being.
It was Villa.
For his armpit being offside.
Was it that? I thought he had a goal ruled out against Villa, and then Liverpool came.
There was
back
one
anyway.
There was one against Wolves.
I know there was something. Like
I know there was one
there was
against
definitely
Wolves.
Bobby definitely had an armpit goal ruled out, but it was a wrong decision. And even like on Sky, like Sky Sports tweeted a photo of the line and just went like hands in the air. And then they followed it with any ideas? No, me either. And it's just like everyone is baffled.
That's literally what's happened now. That's literally what's happened with this one.
That's what annoys me though. With like, why is VAR just like the overruling?
Yeah, there's no contest to it.
I get the point of it, but when they make a decision and literally everyone in the world is like, well, that's wrong. Why do we just accept it?
The only people aren't agreeing to it, and I'm not even joking about this. The only people aren't agreeing to that are the salty Everton fans. Not all of them. I'm not saying all of them. The salty Everton fans, or just the ones that hate Liverpool, because apparently we're Liverpool. That's literally the only ones that are agreeing with that.
That is what it is. Like, I'm not even. That doesn't even come into it because, like, obviously, they're gonna be happy because like it went in their favor. But like ignoring that, like, it just annoys me.
Any other team,
like someone should have gone over and looked. I just don't understand it. I just don't understand why like whatever VAR says is final. No one can overrule it. But then when they're obviously wrong, like it's just not fair.
What can happen with that? Yeah.
Like, what are you meant to do? I just don't. I don't know. VAR clearly needs some. Still
There needs some authority figure above that.
I'm a fairly big advocate of VAR. Like, I feel like the whole idea of it is like.
Yeah, the idea of it is
if the right decision has been made, even if it doesn't go in our favour or it does go in our favour, as long as the right decision has been made, then it's a good thing. So generally, I think VAR is a good thing. But in this case, quite clearly, the wrong decision was made. I don't know. There's no argument.
I've seen so many. Like, if you know Liverpool, you're watching this, or listening to this podcast, you know there's a rivalry between Man United and Liverpool. I've seen so many comments from Man United fans already just going, look, I'm a Man U fan. Even I think they were robbed of this. This is BS.
I mean, I just think people look at it, like Everton fans decide as like, well, if that had happened,
if that was my team, I'd be fuming. Yeah.
I mean, everyone would be annoyed about that. Like, it was just a wrong decision. I don't know. It's just mad.
And if you don't, you just hate Liverpool, is what it is, literally. If you're like, no, I'd be fine with that. If that was my team, you're lying to yourself, and you just don't want Liverpool to win or to have any sort of benefit.
if someone can show me how that was offside, then be my guest.
Yeah.
Basically, like I challenge the world to prove to me that was offside.
David Coote and Lee Betts, if you've got an explanation as to how that was offside and you're listening to this podcast, please get in touch with us. Business email is fishstakes@outlook.com.
I think the VAR, like assistant referees, they need to be mic'd up and they need to be able to talk to. I know the fans aren't in the ground right now, but like it should then be broadcast on TV. The decision making process. I want to see what they're looking at, and I want to be able to hear them making the decision. Because I want to know why that was offside.
Yeah.
And like that's one thing I'll say about NFL, that all the refs are mic'd up and they play the replays on the big screen in the stadium. Everyone can see what they're looking at and they can hear them making the decision, and you at least then know why they're making what decisions they're making. And I just think that's a much better way to work an electronic system like this, and that's what we should be having in the Premier League.
Well, going back to
that,
oh, sorry, go on.
I was going to say the way essentially VAR works in the NFL is if it's a decision where like there isn't enough support and evidence,
it goes in favour.
Then it stands. Whatever the referee decided stands. So in this case, it was a goal, right? And then they reviewed the goal for an offside play. It was way too close to call that offside, even if somehow an arm here, as Jake said, is offside.
Yeah.
That's too close. Like that's a case where in the NFL they go, not enough support and evidence, decision stands. And that's how it should be in the Premier League, because that's mental. It's mental that goal was ruled out. It just makes no sense to me. And if that's how VAR works, then it's broken.
I mean, as you said, it's a good thing that it's there. It's obviously when it makes the right decisions, it's a good thing, even if it goes against us in some cases. But as you said before, this is wrong. It needs to be refined. There needs to be some sort of authority figure that can overturn it, or as you said, it needs to be broadcast so we can hear why they're making the decisions. Because I genuinely don't know what they saw on that screen to determine that was offside. But also,
because they'd at least have to justify themselves. Right now, they're under no pressure by anyone to support their own decisions. They just sit in a room and go, "That's offside, that innit?" Yeah.
Do you reckon that's offside? Yeah.
Mark no goal down. Nice one.
Go ahead,
and then they get back to eating their chips or whatever it is they do.
Yeah. Literally. Just quickly going back to the offside rule as well. This is going to be brief. The offside rule should only apply if it's feet, because your feet can help you get around the back defense, but you're not gonna use your arm and then start doing cartwheels around them, are you? So how's that gonna fucking help?
I mean, you also just don't run from a stationary position. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone leans forward to run. I don't think it's fair to call someone offside because
if your foot's behind them, then that makes sense because you've got an advantage
as a defender. If that's just stop, don't be so shit.
Yeah, if you're getting caught out by someone's armpit, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're shit.
Yeah, you see that bad defending that you're doing right there? Yeah, don't do that. Do better.
It's just annoying to know that, in a world where VAR wasn't used, i.e., the whole international break we've had, that was a goal. No one in the world with the naked eye, as was proven on BT, would have called that offside ever. That was always a goal.
No one with a sane mind would have called a slow down
no one with an
offside.
electronic machine that shows offside that can prove that was offside.
Even the post commentary, even the Everton fan, despite the fact he didn't disclose his opinion, that speaks volumes. Despite the fact he didn't go, yeah, no, that's onside. That's offside even. He knows, he just didn't want to say it. So that proves it. Fuming. Robbed.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it then. It finished 2-2. Liverpool were robbed of the full 3 points. Everton remain at the top of the table for now. But their time is coming.
Yeah, for sure.
And that pretty much wraps up the Merseyside Derby, I would say. Do we want to have a quick look towards Sheffield United?
Well, actually, quickly, I mean, just for the sake of the video, because we already know, man of the match.
I mean, I was going to give it to Thiago. Jake told us it was Thiago before we started filming.
No, it was Craig. That was Craig. Not me. I'm not at fault.
No, Craig asked who was man of the match, and
No,
then you said
the other way
it was
around.
Thiago.
Nope, I asked who it was. I said, has it been announced?
Well, regardless, my fault
either
was-
way, I just want to be transparent that I know it was Thiago, and I'm saying Thiago. So,
I think we're all
but I
in.
would have gone for Thiago. Anyway,
Yeah, I think we're all in the same boat, to be honest. Unless, Craig, you want to object?
No. I mean, I thought Thiago was incredible. He showed his class, and it's amazing. Like,
I thought he was brilliant from the get-go, and
you
then
know
when he
someone's so
as James
class
said, when he
of
turned
how
that level
he
up.
just came into his team, and like all of a sudden he's like an absolute must-start player because he was incredible.
This might be slightly controversial. Personally, I think he made all the hype around James look a bit overrated. It's my personal opinion.
I mean, I think James had the cracking game, to be honest with you, and I think he's absolutely turned that Everton team around. I don't think they're gonna be top of the table for too much longer, but I certainly think like a lot of their chances came from him. And you know, this is not an Everton podcast, but like I do think he's been a brilliant signing for them.
Yeah,
he's obviously
been a
not Thiago, and he's
brilliant
not on Thiago's
signing.
level. But
Well,
I don't think it's fair to compare the two of them. I think he is an outstanding player for Everton.
Yeah,
That's
people
what I'll say
are
on
though. That's just what I want to clarify, is I don't think you can after watching that. But
No,
you know.
but I'll also say like Thiago is an absolute world class. Like,
well, yeah, exactly.
was he 4 times Bundesliga champion, current European champion? Like, there's not many players you could compare him to. So
Yeah, so man of the match, Thiago, unanimous decision. Well in, lad. Hope you're okay. Hope the leg's fine. Hope to see you back in the squad soon.
No, you're watching.
Yeah, rest up.
yeah,
Stay safe. You know, all that. And we should move on to
likely to miss Ajax, I'm guessing. As is Van Dijk.
yeah,
as is
probably.
Alisson.
Considering it's in 4 days, yeah, I'd assume so.
We'll do quick score predictions for both games.
Okay.
Because we're at like an hour 9, so.
Yeah. Do you want to start with the Ajax one, James?
I'll just do both. So Ajax. I'm gonna say, right. I think Craig said this last time. Did he? Or was this off record? I can't remember. I'm never gonna predict a Liverpool loss. So I'm gonna say 2-1 Liverpool. I think it's gonna be a really tight game, just because the defense is gonna be really shaky. I'm just gonna say we're not gonna have Van Dijk. Obviously, we're not gonna have Alisson. Adrian's confidence clearly still low, so yeah, I'm going 2-1. I'm just hoping we get out of it ahead and we can make up for it in the second leg, basically.
Okay. And what about Sheffield?
1-0.
1-0.
I'm also not hugely optimistic about that. Sheffield are a very defensive side. I remember last season them being really, really difficult to break down. Because of that, I don't see them getting too many chances. So I'm just going to say it's like 1-0. Let's see. I'll go with Salah, just because he's my boy. But it could honestly be anyone.
Who are you going to go with for Ajax?
Mane and Mane. 2 goals from Mane.
Okay. And Craig, do you want to do your Ajax predictions?
Yeah. Liverpool win 3-2. Mane, Salah, Mane. And Sheffield will be home or away.
We're at home.
At home, Sheffield at home, 2-1 win. Gonna be mad one here, going mad. He's gonna be back and he's gonna be fine. Thiago, then Salah.
That is both Thiago and Salah. Okay.
He's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine come the weekend, Thiago.
Okay. All right.
And he's gonna score. Okay.
Okay. Right. For Ajax, I'll do a 2-1. And I'll do a Salah and a Mane. And then for Sheffield, do I go bold? Yeah, why not? I'll do a 2-0. And I'll go Salah twice.
Okay.
So that is my prediction.
one
We're not
thing
going to
before
do the
we-
lineup prediction because it's an F. Because
Who knows?
COVID and
Who
injuries,
knows?
and it's just a nightmare, and we'll never get it right. So,
One very, very, very quick shout out I wanted to do was to congratulate ex-legend Steven Gerrard on a very good derby win for Rangers today against Celtic.
oh yeah.
I'm all for Gerrard having all the success he could possibly attain at Rangers, and love to see him having a good result. So well done, Stephen. Well done, Rangers. If you won the title this year, it would be. I'd love it. I'd love it for Gerrard and. Blah, blah, blah. Can't lost the words, and also I'm sure lots of people would appreciate it because for once it wouldn't be bloody Celtic winning the Scottish League. So yeah, well done you. Keep it going.
Go you.
And on that bombshell,
Yeah.
we'll see you next week to discuss the Sheffield United game and the Ajax game in the Champions League.
Fingers crossed.
Till then, it's matane from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
Janet.